さて一丁決めてくるか。
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around where you deserve to, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside, we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around where you deserve to, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around where you deserve to, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
楽しんでもらえたか。さて一丁決めてくるか。
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you
しんでもらえたか？
It wouldn't be a stream of mine if I didn't start off with just an enormous fucking sigh. Oh, isn't existence just a fucking pain? How's it going, guys? How you doing? Honestly, I'm not so bad now, but when I woke up this morning, I felt like fucking shit. I just woke up and was like, wow, I don't want to do anything today. What is the point? Got a little better after I started to actually do stuff. But that's where I was at. How are you guys? Also, I don't know how long this trial is gonna go on for. It says part 2 of 2. Well, wait, is that part 2-2 is in part 2 of 2? Or part 2... Wait, what? Is it like, how do I explain it? Part 2 of 3, but like the second part of part 2? I'm just gonna start. I'm confusing myself. Help.
Dude, I can't believe that Adrian... No way! Not cool and
Not cool and collected,
Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews.
She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. Second part of part 2 of episode Yeah, that really clears it up. Because I just realized that no matter how I say part 2 of 2, or second part of part 2, it doesn't convey what I want it to convey. Just sounds like I'm saying the same thing twice. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her.
So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time.
See, she could have also planted that blood-covered button in your hakama.
Because she was the one that came to wake me up?
Well, no, if you were sleeping in the costume... We've already established that the person was wearing the costume, weren't they? Also, hello, Dosmik. I didn't say hello. Sorry. We're still on trial.
Then, dude, you're saying it really was her?
Yes. She is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida.
But why? I thought she was buds with Juan.
She has her own agenda, don't we all?
Her own agenda? What are you talking about?
I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. Hey, Jinpachi, how's it going, my dude? My nose is immediately stuffed up the moment I start talking. I wonder how much it would cost to get my fucking nose fixed. Even if that would fix it, I don't know if that would fix it or not. Like most people, I have a fucking deviated septum, so like more air goes in through one nostril than the other. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. You fucking hope so.
Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix. You think her motive is related to Celeste and Pax's missing suicide note, right?
Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impax as her strength and reason to live.
Then she went and ended it all. Crazy.
So unexpected. But then Miss Impax suddenly killed herself. Sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it.
Is Juan Corrida the victim of this murder?
And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corda. Is that true, though? Can it really be as simple as that? Seems like such a simple motive. So easy. I tend to go a bit further in case I get lags or disconnection. Well, that one time I completely missed the stream. We missed you dearly. All to get back the suicide note.
That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me.
What? You dare mock my foolproof plan to convict this woman?
Who was it that first told us about their relationship?
A newspaper? It's the tabloids. They're the real murderers.
Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues, with regards to missing packs?
It was Edgeworth. Was it? Was it? Oh, I guess it was. I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember that.
It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship.
I did that voice that nobody would recognize or understand the reference to. I vaguely remember saying that.
Don't let your guard down yet.
That was such a specific reference as well, just like a single line in a fucking muck. Dude, you see fucking Edgeworth's sprite though? He do got an ass on him, don't he? I mean, I'm not saying it out of like attraction. I'm just saying like you look and you see like his suit is poking out at the back. Dude's got cake. I can't be the only one who's noticed that.
Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you please.
The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. The way this courtroom is set up is confusing to me. Because when they show a wide shot, it shows Edgeworth on the left, and the defense on the right, and the judge in the middle, right? But don't we like pan to the middle and it shows the judge like behind the witness? Is the judge behind the witness or in front of the witness? Because the way they lay it out makes it seem as if he's behind the witness, which makes no sense. What is your occupation?
I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt On Guard.
I see. Now then.
I completely forgot her voice. It's like fucking fastidious ass British woman.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes, sure, what is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. I would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. Oh, the gossip. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossip Land.
If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me.
I don't keep up with the tabloids.
Do they have such shitty tabloid... Well, not tabloid... Are they called tabloid magazines? I don't know what the fuck they're called. Magazines like Heat and shit, and like, oh, what was the other one? It was like OK Today or something like that. And they would... they would run ads that were like, oh, get 3 issues of OK Today for 50p. And it's like... That's not a good thing. You shouldn't be saying that your product is so fucking worthless that you can get 3 issues for the small price of 50 pence. Way to fucking undersell yourself, boys. I go a bit further ahead because wrong guesses mean I have to restart. Jeez, yeah.
Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relationship to the victim.
You've played these games before, though, right? So surely you know most of the right choices. You can just skip ahead and wait for me while I make my blunders.
Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corridor. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was it a bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing.
But I didn't kill him.
Knowing it, no one is accusing you of that.
Mr. I am? What about me? I'm accusing you of that.
I think there's someone who would beg to differ.
She's talking about me! That's me!
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court.
Where's your full stop, Edgeworth? Oh, okay. There we go. That's why.
About what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place.
I wish they put like a fucking, like a hyphen or something. Just so I know that more text is coming. Would be very much appreciated.
It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo.
Except for the glass. Except for the glass.
I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. A glass? A glass? I'll drink it in the bath, shall I?
You poured yourself a glass of juice?
Yes, sadly, I don't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime.
At the scene of a crime.
And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor.
I gotta do something about my fucking nose, because it's just... it makes it genuinely hard to speak without just, like, going all up in my nose or something like that. Hold on. Patience. Have some patience. A glass of juice. I was a bit shaken up, I was. So I poured myself a glass of juice. Does anybody say glass?
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix. She's one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match.
Yes, I know.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations.
So I realized my fucking window's opening and I should probably close that. Just for the sanity of my fucking neighbors.
You should disrupt her pacing.
God, sometimes I wish I lived in the middle of fucking nowhere. That would just be blissful. Disrupt her pacing?
She's the type of woman who's easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on her offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? Well?
You gulp the juice out of the glass.
I was gonna say there's no real accent that adds R's into words, is there? Then immediately I thought of the word arse versus ass. Who came up with the word arse?
She's got a right nice arse on her.
It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock.
Oh, I'm supposed to be pressing these, never mind.
Hold it.
Still baffled that they made Pearl and Maya actually changing shape, a normal thing that actually... The thing I'm confused about is that nobody seems to fucking care when an 8-year-old child suddenly, like, grows double T's and seemingly turns into a different person. Like, what? Is nobody questioning this? This is just a normal thing in this world? I know they acknowledged it in the last trial, but no one even fucking questioned the fact that fucking Pearl did it in the courtroom, like right in front of everyone.
And that was Mr. On Guard doing... What was Mr. On Guard doing at the time?
Sleeping.
He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony.
Mini performance.
Mr. On Guard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been out of his room, yes?
Wait, what? Guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room. Yes, okay, good.
Excuse me? It? What are you?
The costume. The costume.
Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence.
You'd think years of voice acting would teach me how to fucking construct a sentence, but it really hasn't. Saying I've been doing it for years is slightly dishonest, to be honest. It's not like I've been doing it every single day for the past couple of years. If anything, I've been wildly inconsistent with it. Ah, I spilled tea on my desk!
If you can't make a sensible sentence with a
Blah!
If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch.
Shows how it's done.
Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. On-Guard's knife from his room?
Oh, we're talking about the knife. Okay.
No.
Subject, verb, object, right? Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue.
Why are you gonna insult me like that? I'm really sensitive, you know. I've got feelings. After that, I went to Juan's room.
And why did you do that?
Because I was his lover. As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes.
So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship. Huh.
Press further. Why not? What harm could it do? Other than potentially end the case and ruin my career.
Is that the only reason?
I beg your pardon? What are you implying?
That's not something that Americans say, is it? I beg your pardon is not really something that Americans say. I beg your pardon? So she's definitely solidified as British in my mind.
You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct?
The interesting thing is that I haven't noticed Phoenix say anything like exclusively British. So it makes me think that the writers actually made a conscious effort to make people speak differently, which is fucking fantastic script writing.
So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the witness.
Sorry, but I don't have any such intentions in mind at the time.
I didn't.
I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. May we continue now? Witness, What did you see when you got to his room?
And there was his dead body. I was in shock.
Were you, though? Were you really? You were in shock?
What? Was I not supposed to be?
Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. Despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Corda.
Really? When did we assess? Oh, I've forgotten so fucking much in the span of like 3 fucking days. Honestly feels like a lifetime since I last played the game. It's fucking weird, man.
Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked.
A young beauty! Ooh.
Somehow I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not.
Yes, ugly people are notorious for their lack of emotion. They're notoriously apathetic. Didn't you know that? All ugly people are just fucking psychopaths with no conscience or anything. How else are we supposed to dehumanize them? Jesus Christ. Edgeworth pretending to be straight, yeah. Trying his very best. Failing.
I see.
What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo.
The exact?
This is the photo you're referring to, correct?
You didn't see what was in the juice. The juice.
Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest.
And the guitar case was like this too.
Yes, it was open and empty, of course.
And then, what did you do next, witness?
I feel like that's gonna be a contradiction, right? Something about the photo.
I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. A glass of juice. I poured myself a glass of juice to ease my nerves. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. Is tomato juice an especially relaxing drink? It's got a bitter drink. No, what am I talking about? It's not fucking bitter, but it's like quite sweet. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Trying to just if drinking tomato juice calms you down, or tomato juice, whichever one you like more. Tomato. Whichever one you like. That's fine. That's fine.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Dust it for lip prints. She got her filthy lips all over the fucking glass. Disgusting.
Huh?
There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it.
So we did dust for lip marks. Lip prints.
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it.
Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Corda, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct?
And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today? Why, I never! I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind. It's no big deal.
was she starting to say just now? I can press, but I'm not gonna get anything, I don't think. She's gonna be like, you need more evidence. You need evidence, Edgy Poo. Edgy Poo? Phoenixy Poo? Nicky Poo?
Miss Andrews! I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I.
It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Ooh, she's standing pretty stylish.
Flower vase? Or vase? Vase or vase? Which one is it? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards? This was a vase? How preposterous!
It was originally on top of the dresser. But when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
Why did you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
Well, what? You wouldn't have any reason to lie about something like that, or just not bring it up. Oh, I thought it wasn't important. Fuck off! You mention everything. You mention everything, regardless of whether you think it's fucking important or not.
It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else.
Her accent keeps coming and going. I'm still experimenting. I'm so deep at this point that it's like fucking... I'm so deep in it that it's fucking difficult for me to do like a proper
British accent. I was the one who knocked the flower vase over when it fell onto the guitar case.
I don't even know what that sort of voice is, but we're trying it.
What kind of flower vase was it? I can tell you all 200 kinds from memory.
It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take Juan's pulse. So I set the glass I was holding down on the dresser. And that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase.
That's odd. I thought she was always in control of herself. Implying that she's never made a mistake, ever. Never accidentally tripped for a second on the street. No, preposterous. She's totally in control of herself at all times. It's just not possible.
That's what you would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality.
It doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now.
I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily.
Yeah, but you didn't fucking help me, did you? You presented the problem, but you didn't present a solution to the problem, did you?
Huh? No? Okay, so why don't you shut the fuck up then?
Everybody's quick to present the problem. Nobody's quick to present the solution.
The only way to make her is to...
Keep on the offensive and not let up.
The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence.
I have to find something. I just have to. For Maya's sake.
It was a glass vase. It was a glass vase. Let me look at my evidence again, because it's been like 3 days and I can't fucking... Right, they mentioned the fact that it bears his fingerprints. Alright. Hey, Sora! How's it going, my dude? Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? Hell yeah. How you guys doing? Having a good day? My day started out abysmal, but it's getting better. It's getting better as it goes along, thankfully. We're just trying to figure out how to pin this murder on this woman. And we don't want a repeat of last time, where it took like several years. But for the game got wrecked a lot. What were you playing? I should really have like a shout out thing. Thing is though, it's like, hold on, do I have a shout out thing? Maybe I do. I don't know the usefulness of the shout out command, because everybody can see who is there. Oh wait, no, maybe I do. Oh. Does that work? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Is there any way I can highlight that message? I don't know how to fucking do it. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know how effective shout-out messages really are. They're a nice... Maybe it's just a nice thing to do.
Decisive evidence. I don't have any of that.
It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. Except not. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Right. Did we check the fingerprints on the bottle? I imagine it's not relevant at all because we don't have the bottle in our inventory. That's alright, my dude. I appreciate the raid. Thank you. Get some snooze, get some sleep.
I was the one who knocked the glass vase over where it fell onto the guitar case.
See, it makes sense though. It makes sense though, because there's water. There was water on top of... Only on the top of the lid. Oh! Ah! The guitar case is open in the photo, isn't it? I think. I hope so, otherwise that laugh meant nothing. Hey, okay, there we go, alright. Right, that's it. That's what we got. It fell over onto the guitar case. Right, how do we bring it up, though? Do we bring up the crime scene photo, or... fell onto the guitar case? I'm gonna try both, just in case, because I'm not entirely certain. That was quick, though. There's just something magical about pitching a fucking a laugh down like that, where it gets all like guttural and like.
Let's try this one.
Yes. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Also, hello, Danya. I didn't say hello to you. Sorry.
Sorry, bad habit. Yes.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there something wrong with what I said?
It's not some problem. It's a major problem. You're in hot water now, sweetheart. You're what we call in the industry fucked. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water.
However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside.
But it didn't.
That's very true. 1 gold star for you, Mr. Wright. 3 more and you get a pizza party. Furthermore, thank you, Your Honor. I will look forward to the day. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards should be inside, not outside the case.
Oh!
What is your point, Wright?
You need to grab the bathroom. You need to grasp the bathroom with both hands. Yeah, go grasp the toilet real quick. I need to give it a big old man hug. Sit on it backwards. Like Butters from South Park.
That's what I thought it was for. You got a little ledge to put your comic books and chocolate milk on.
That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over. Is that all?
It's very important.
No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
We do have proof of that though, because there were no fingerprints on it from her.
But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no has no relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case?
Of course, yes, it's the only thing I have right now. What am I gonna say, no? No, Your Honor, I'll go find some evidence elsewhere because I'm a dumb, stupid idiot.
The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Why would he bring a fucking guitar case without the guitar? You would notice if there was no fucking guitar in it. Guitars are heavy. Well, they're not that heavy, but they're noticeably heavy.
I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this. But it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, I'm trying to find her accent again. It's definitely not this. She's not like sort of Cockney, sort of. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed.
There we go.
I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all.
Except your fingerprints weren't on it, you dipshit.
As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
Yeah, good fucking excuse, love. Good fucking excuse.
I just opened it for no particular reason whatsoever. I just can't tell you why. I can't tell you what possessed me to open it. I just did it, you know?
It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost Comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. You beta. Phoenix Wright is obviously a beta male. I mean, look at his new male smile.
Edgeworth, calm down, buddy.
I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed.
Press everything.
During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind?
Well, you see,
Are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case? Answer carefully now.
Or forever hold your peace.
she's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not.
Sounds like her dependent side is taking over.
Well, Miss Andrews, spit it out.
Yes, it was me. And there, her accent is gone again. There we go, it's back again. I suppose I might have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over.
Sort of going for like Hermione in Harry Potter.
It's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa.
Which one did she say? I can't fucking...
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. I suppose I might have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over.
So, you opened the guitar case then?
Yes, well, maybe.
Maybe.
Why did you open the guitar case?
Huh?
Mr. Corrida's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open a guitar case.
She wanted to make sure it wasn't stolen. The red guitar is clearly superior in importance to Mr. Juan Corrida.
As the witness has said multiple times when she found the dead body, she was dazed.
Ah, yes, and that excuses any behavior, no matter how fucking strange.
That's when I took a big dump on the floor. I was dazed, you see, I couldn't help it.
Well, I guess that explains it then. No need to explain anything else.
Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was all right or not. Over, you know, the man who owns it. I thought maybe the criminal took it.
Why would she care about the bright red guitar?
But getting back on topic. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. After all.
Was it really empty?
Yes.
I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism.
Edgeworth says as he laughs under his breath.
The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention.
Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright.
Sorry.
As for when I opened the case, even I don't know.
Was that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body?
Professionalism. I've never heard of her.
Yes, that's probably it. I don't know where she comes from now. She's a bit of a Londoner. Let's just make her into a Londoner, shall we?
I'm not gonna get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The only way to make her talk is with evidence. I guess I should give it a try.
Come on, Phoenix. We can't afford to let up on her now.
I wasn't planning on letting up, but
She's at her weakest now, so this is our chance. Stab her! Kill her!
yeah. If we had a weapon to hit her with.
Oh god, I just thought of a fucking great highlight clip that I probably forgot to fucking make. And I don't remember which stream it was in now. It was so good. It was like... They reminded me of it. I just made Maya, like, scream, like, finish her! Kill her! So I'm laughing at my own jokes, but it was a banger. That would have made a good highlight. Maybe I can go back and watch through the past 10 VODs and find it. It was on one... Yeah, it was definitely one of those. I don't remember when, though. Regina, maybe? Was Regina ever actually on the stand? I don't think so.
I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed.
Alright, let's look at the evidence again. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Right, but your fingerprints aren't on it, you dipshit. You dipshit. Which means you must have been wearing gloves in the costume. Save this one. I think it was Acro. Acro. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Is this right? Do we think? Yes, okay. Oh. We're on a streak today, boys. There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case.
Why would you say that? What a fucking hook in the jabber.
It's elementary. It's... I want to do... How do I do an American doing a bad British accent? It's It's elementary, my dear. It's elementary, my dear. Young Holmes. That sounds about right, doesn't it? My name is Sherlock Holmes. I come from London. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Do you have any idea how hard it is to do an accent trying to imitate another accent?
What is it, Miss Andrews?
He had gloves inside of his gloves! He had those little, like, finger condoms on, you know? You guys seen those before? Let's see if I can find... They look so strange. What the fuck? Is this for like... Is this for finger policing? Is this what this is for? Safe finger policing. Oh no, I've got that on my desktop now. Jesus, get it away. Cursed. They're truly cursed.
You shouldn't assume that I've left prints just because I touched the case.
What do you mean?
What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
Then I'd call you the fucking murderer, is what I would do.
Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
It was the night of the award ceremony. So of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
So why did you take the gloves off to pour a drink and then put them back on to open? You're a walking contradiction, woman. Stop this.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime.
That is incredibly fucking strange. Let's not even pretend for a second that that's perfectly normal behavior. You were wearing gloves. Isn't that a little strange?
Why is it that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time?
The fucking glass, you moron. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. That we can't actually fill with wine because the kids. Oh god, the kids. What would they think if consenting adults were drinking alcohol?
The wine glass?
You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass.
Ah!
Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice. Wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case?
Ah!
That's the fucking face she made.
Ah!
Order, order, order. There'll be no orgasms in my court.
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time.
What do you mean?
I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here.
But it's just an empty case.
I wonder if it really was empty, though.
But the guitar! The bright red guitar was at the studio! It was! Remember?
Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions.
Someone might have put it there after the fact.
What was in the guitar case was not the bright red
Wait, what?
It was the costume.
You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either.
Stupid, stupid!
I admit it would be a bit unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case...
Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided
objection. Hey, welcome back, Dasamuka. Congratulations, I'm glad you had a good time. No, Your Honor! Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. Which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I'm sure that the guitar case has some relation to the murder.
If you are so sure, right, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder.
Can you do that, Mr. Wright?
Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case.
The bright red guitar was not being the only thing? You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar...
So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty, is that it, right?
I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove.
Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder?
I want to say the costume. But that's not right. Can I... What's the... Let me look at the photo. shit. Where's the photo that I'm looking for? Do I just keep going past? Oh no, it's at the very end, isn't it? There we go. It's not possible she was carrying the guitar case. No, of course not. She's going away from murder. Hmm.
It was Lotta's camera.
I'm gonna no, I can't fucking save.
The knife, me.
Then why would something like that be inside a guitar case? Let alone this one.
Fuck!
Why, Mr. Wright? Why?
Well, I just thought it might have been possible.
I have a suggestion. Why don't you put that in the void where your brain is supposed to be?
Yes, and never bring it out again.
Can a foolish fool... Can a foolishly fool get some love?
Do you still think you can prove your theory? Can you prove that the guitar case was not empty at the time of the murder?
Okay. He's so confident again, all of a sudden. Do I just select this, then? I can't imagine it's anything else than the knife, but well, I think it's the costume. But how do I do I use this photo? Because that's the only thing I have related to the costume specifically. Please. Please.
Yes! This is a photograph. I've seen these from my youth.
Yes, but what is important is what's in that picture, Your Honor.
Oh, the arm? The big arm? Wait, is the arm not in the fucking, like, photo? Oh no, it's just hidden a bit, okay.
In this picture?
It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is...
Don't make me make a choice.
Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume.
What?
Isn't this the, Isn't this the Steel Samurai's theme, not the Nickel Samurai's theme? Explain yourself, video game! There is continuity here. Leitmotifs are important. They mean things. I just remember watching a video where someone was like screaming about leitmotifs, and it's like, I agree that leitmotifs are important and like in terms of consistency in filmmaking and whatever, but they got so fucking heated about it. They were like,
They mean stuff. You can't just use them haphazardly.
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Right. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be in doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course.
I'm not sure I buy this theory, and I'm the one who's giving it at the moment. It's the sequel, so yeah, it's the same bullshit. Do Naruto and Boruto have the same fucking theme song? I didn't think so. I hope they don't anyway. I can't actually say that for a fact because I've never seen any of them.
Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you, could you, Miss Andrews?
Didn't like that.
I refuse to accept your theory. Not testimony. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative...
Here we go again. Investigative
photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct?
You mean this photo? Order! Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
I'm so glad this stream didn't just like... I'm so glad I didn't end it like 5 minutes before the end of the fucking case. That would have been very awkward.
Nice job, Phoenix.
Considering I want to differentiate the thumbnails for the VODs, like, between the different games, it would be a little awkward if I started the second game in the same VOD.
Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later.
So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume.
Wait a oh, wrong voice. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt on guard. Why would something of the defendants be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places?
True. That is a bit baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case?
It's gotta be a spare one, right? Because he was sleeping in it. And there's no way he... There's no way... Well, it's possible, but I'm just gonna say that they're not gonna imply that she undressed him while he was asleep. I'm gonna say it was a spare costume. Because that's common knowledge, right? That movies have, like, spares. They have, like, 2 of everything.
Mr. On Guard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we're talking about was a spare one.
What? I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, he must be a very heavy sleeper. Or she just, like, roofied him. Why does roofing always come back as a recurring theme in these streams? It's a big theme in the Yakuza games. It's weird to think about, but there are multiple times where it's implied that Kiryu gets fucking drugged and raped. Like, Jesus Christ.
Haha, male rape funny.
It's like, Jesus.
Then are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Were you not around for that, Danya? There were like multiple instances where like it would just cut to black and Kiryu would wake up and he'd be like, oh, what happened? Jesus Christ.
And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose.
Maybe some superpower she had. She just controlled the
But why?
Yeah, that's completely plausible.
The victim, Mr. Korita, was the jamming ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him?
Because he didn't know it was in there.
What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
And he didn't know.
And therein lies the sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? You've just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just...
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai's spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one?
Let me...
Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you.
Good, because I don't.
Alright, this is what I think.
They're being very lenient with the penalties, aren't they?
The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai's spare costume to the hotel was...
Seems like the Nickel Samurai is to confess something. Oh, I think I've figured it out. This is the twist of the case. Was he gonna dress up in the Nickel Samurai costume and pretend to be him? Please be right.
What is this?
On the night of the murder, after the stage show...
I think I cracked it, boys!
The Nickel Samurai was gonna hold a special press conference.
A press conference?
I can't believe I got that so quickly. My god, what is wrong with my brain? Like, some things connect, other things just don't. At all.
Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference.
Was nobody gonna fucking notice the fact that, his voice is completely different? He's just doing an impression of him.
Oh yeah, I'm the Nickel Samurai. I'm totally the Nickel Samurai. Can't you hear my voice?
I heard about this as well. For once you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. On Guard himself said that he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night.
But how can that be?
The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself.
The victim?
Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Corrida was gonna hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai.
Got it.
He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference?
So I'm taking a drink.
But why would the victim do such a thing?
To defame his fucking rival, of course.
That's something I don't quite know yet myself, however. Okay? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I'm concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself.
Such as?
Which means that Juan Corrida posed as the Nickel Samurai. Was going to speak about Matt On Guard.
Yes, I guess that is what it would mean.
But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's public disclosure.
We don't know what about, though.
Humph.
Miss Andrews?
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me? Who called me a professional? They should be fired.
Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Juan! The Juan and only Juan.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the one who asked her to help set it up.
He asked.
And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh? Huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful.
She sounds almost like Stewie Griffin.
I'm going to kill my mother. My mother is a whore. I fucking hate her.
I don't know why I was reminded of that.
That it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
What?
Brian, why are you dead, Brian? Why is our dog, Brian Griffin, dead?
I can't fucking do it. It's so bad.
And do you know what the secret of Mr. On Guard is, Miss Andrews?
Oh, fuck, something in my fucking shoulder just twinged. Oh, now I want to die. Oh, God. And it all comes tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. That's a song I should do a cover of. I don't think there's an instrumental, though. There's probably some shitty karaoke version. Like MIDI-ass 1997 quality. Like that.
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
It's the eyes that go back to fucking Stewie.
Ah, I see.
What fits to be described a twinge? I don't know, just like I moved my neck in a certain way and my fucking shoulder just got like a shot of pain, like someone stabbed me with a fucking needle.
I've probably been coming off. I've probably been coming quite a lot in this courtroom. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone. But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all.
Protect Mr. On Guard.
And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Ah, fuck. You know, it keeps happening because I have to like collapse my neck a bit to do the fucking judge's voice. Ow. Oh, you can't hear the clicking, but my shoulder's doing a right clicking right now. Someone decided to try voodoo magic on me. Well, it's fucking working. Throw me in the toilet. Drown me.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Leviosa. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. What?
She's one of those people. Puts the H before the W.
What in the Sam hell, Bobby? You are my son, Bobby, and you will behave.
Sorry, Dad. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course. The button and the knife.
When did this become fucking cartoon impressions corner? Politics! Ah! How's it going, BCG? BCJ?
How's it going, my friend, the BCG? Are you having a pleasant evening tonight? But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
You got a crunchy? What's a crunchy? Oh, you mean the chocolate bar crunchy? If that's what you mean, then good on you, my dude. Those are fucking delicious.
This does account for everything.
I haven't had a crunchy in a long time. They're fucking great, though.
Well, I am the logical type.
Fucking, is it honeycomb in the middle? Is it honeycomb? I can't fucking remember. I know what it is, but I don't know if it is actually honeycomb. I think it is.
We're finally seeing her true self.
Cinder Toffee. Is that what it is? Oh, come on, my fucking phone. Ah! Now we gotta look it up.
She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling.
Cinder honeycomb toffee. That's honeycomb toffee. Right. Okay. Ah, I see. So desu ne.
Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright.
Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. As well as her frown. She's a very frowny woman. Well, no, she's not. She's got a bit of resting bitch face. Press everything. Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you?
Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own.
Ugh.
If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things.
3 things?
A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix.
Shut up! Shut up! You're a fucking ethereal ghost. Why don't you just jump into the future dimension and fucking tell me the outcome of this case? You worthless piece of shit. Got big tits though. That's... Can't forget that.
May I continue now?
Chief Jux.
So would you say this need came from the press conference?
Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt on Guard.
And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume.
But I'm sure Mr. On Guard himself didn't know anything about the press conference.
Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference?
Well, I've got his word. We can drag him into the courtroom and he can give his word on it. Anyway, the important thing here is not that this information was not in your the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Costume? Yes. She speaks the Queen's English. I think that's the Queen's English. I don't fucking know.
Yes, I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony if you please.
Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright?
Grasping? God, I wish I could grasp. Grasping at straws.
Has Mr. On Guard done something to hurt or betray you personally?
Why do you ask?
Gwasp? Well, no, it's not with a W, it's just you're saying gra, as in like A-H. Sorry, I almost fucking pulled a grammatical error there. It's not H, it's H. Like A-H. Grasp.
You were the one who helped Mr. Corda with his press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. On Guard. Yet you still helped out.
Grasp. Grasp.
The person on trial right now is Mr. On Guard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of your concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill.
Why do I keep doing this to myself? You know, we see the defendant, like, so infrequently in these fucking games that I often forget that they're there. They show up at the end of the case and they're like, wow, thanks for saving me. And I'm like, oh, you're still here. Okay, right, I forgot about you. Sorry. Be nice if they just popped up every once in a while to remind me that they are present. Because they don't even show up in the fucking, like, wide shot of the courtroom. He didn't even have an alibi. But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. On Guard was taking a nap in his room? Yeah, after the murder, though, to be fair. Are you telling me that now that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. On Guard?
I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping.
Was he doing that, like, bullshit sleeping that kids do when parents walk in the room? And they go like...
Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me.
I was a pro at that, I'll have you know. I know what a sleeping person is like. I don't know how I know that, because I'm asleep most of the time, so I didn't really know how to experience it. But I came to the conclusion that sleeping people don't usually look that comfortable. And they generally, it's okay to move around a bit.
However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say.
To remain completely still is like a big giveaway that you're pretending to be asleep. That's how Trillo sleeps.
Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time.
I keep trying, but I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. She's just so fucking perfect. You so fucking precious when you smile. Hit it from the back and drive you wild. Girl, I lose myself up in your eye.
Sorry. It's the judge's rendition.
I can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however.
I think that would be an interesting experiment to, like, try my best to sing a song while staying in character. Because, like, I have a lot of trouble, like, finding my voice when I sing a song. Like, sometimes I don't know if I should be singing from this sort of voice or, like, more, like, in the front of my mouth, you know? Because there are different styles. Like, fucking Earth Angel versus Earth Angel, Earth Angel. They're the same pitch, but they're different, like, timbres. They're, like, different vocal timbres. I think that's the word. Or timbre, whatever the fuck it's called, I don't know. The judge is glaring straight at Mia.
He's glaring at you, smart guy.
Farley Jackmaster. Who the fuck is that? He's got quite the name. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. Can I post a link? I will... Wait, you should be able to post YouTube links. YouTube links should be permitted, as far as I'm aware. If it doesn't work, then I'm... Yeah, okay, there we go. Let's have a listen. You guys won't be able to hear, though.
Oh, it's time. Yet I want you. Ow. They say we were an item. My thoughts, I try to hide them.
Gee, that is really fucking similar. Holy shit, you were right on the money with that one. Oh, God. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage. Camouflage? What?
Then what about the button?
The button?
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer rapped that he raped.
Jesus Christ! No!
He ripped the button from the jamming ninja's costume. He ripped. Jesus Christ.
You're talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the pleats of
The pleats.
Matt's hakama. Isn't that correct? I would think that this makes it very decisive evidence.
No, not quite.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. By quite a foxy lady.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Thank goodness Mia can still look at me.
With an icy stare, yes.
She can read my mind and I hate it.
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
When you add something to a testimony, it's very good chance that there's going to be a contradiction in it. That button was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. Right. Oh, I gotta press it again. Let's press it again. And how do you know that?
When the ends of the threads of the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly, or so I heard.
I've heard that before, too. But why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? The only thing you've proven is that the button did in fact come from him, but that doesn't mean that it happened in the fight. It doesn't mean that... It doesn't prove that Matt did it, it just proves that the button came off.
Don't look at me like that! Just because I'm not prepared and I'm prepared and you are not!
Ugh. I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. But where? And what? Oh, that was the end? Oh no, there we go. Okay, there's the end. But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time.
You know, that exclamation point you just did witness was a bit suspicious.
Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it?
This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. On Guard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Corda planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. On Guard as much damage as he possibly could. This witness bears ill will toward the defendant.
This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour.
I'm sorry, what? The Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour. Where does wax come into that? Where does wax come into that equation?
And please, stop slandering the witness.
As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. I've never heard of that before. Wax lyrical?
Really? Because to me it sounds a little wishy-washy.
Then tell me what to do! Wishy-washy? Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more.
You should know this by now. But you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk.
Got it, Chief. Got it, Chief Jugs. I'm gonna oh, jeez. No, you can't say that. I'm gonna pin you down on the floor, Miss Andrews. No, Phoenix, no! From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling Matt was the murderer. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove that I'm right. This is such a bullshit testimony! And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. That button was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. Right. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. Let's look at the evidence again. Was wrapped. Why do I keep saying wrapped? Was ripped from his costume, is covered in Corda's blood, found in On Guard's Akama. They swapped pants! That's what happened, they swapped pants. Wax lyrical to speak about something enthusiastically, especially by employing elegant language to rhapsodize. Oh, interesting. I'll add that to my ever expanding vocabulary. You have any ideas, Stasamuka? how you going with this? How you doing? Strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. Why would the button be torn off if he was strangled? You were lagging? No. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any. I pressed all of these, so I have to present something. I'm just gonna try this and see. I'm gonna see what happens. Yes! Yes! Okay. It makes sense, but you never know with these games whether your reasoning is gonna be a little too far out there. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf.
Strangulation?
You don't act like you didn't know, you fucking bitch. The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died.
And what does that mean? Please spell it out for me. I'm only 84.
Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume. When? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly. Which means it's impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. Ah! That's right, Miss Andrews. Keep sweating. There's no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the dead body's victim. The victim. Blah, 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 blah. You get the idea.
Order! What is the meaning of that?
What is the meaning of this, right? So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? To implicate him. Duh. We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposefully rip this from the victim's body. I keep running out of breath. I should really breathe in before I tackle a big sentence. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? I have a really bad habit of that, of starting a really long sentence with my lungs like a quarter of the way full.
Mr. Wright, does this mean?
It's especially harder with lower voices because you use more breath with them.
Does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it?
To pin the to pin the crime on him. I'm so confident I'm not even gonna save. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. I really hope I've been saying his name correctly. It is On Guard, right? It's French. On Guard. On Guard. En Garde. I don't want to somebody come in and say, it's En Garde, you idiot! There is no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up. By the real killer, of course. I was about to explain about it, but I'm holding back because you're already on there. Yeah. I'm getting there. Sometimes I'm an idiot, sometimes I'm actually a fucking genius.
And the real murder...
The real murder... Isn't there supposed to be an ER on the end of that?
The real murderer? Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then?
Finally. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point.
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end.
N-Gay-R-D. Mr. N-Gay-R-D. It's funny, I was watching a video actually today about how fucking they had to rename Chef Boyardee's like name because he has. Hold on, let me get the original. I think this was the original way to spell it. It's like Boyardee, and they had to change his fucking name to like American English phonetics because people didn't know how to fucking pronounce it. So now he's Chef Boyardee. Boyardee.
The real killer is Pearl. This little girl, she's a fucking demon.
I get a feeling that we're actually on a bad end. Not possible, not possible. It was Celeste! Fuck. It's gotta be her. No, maybe it's... no, it's gotta... I'm gonna have to say it's her. Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you! You are Mr. Corda's killer!
I choose you, Pokemon.
She also did another fucking orgasm face.
Order! Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge?
Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. Let's try that again, shall we, for a clean take? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. There we go. Much better.
How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me!
I can I? Would you care to test me?
Then what about this knife?
She holds it up. She's got it. The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. Old Bag was ready to put the bloody button. Yeah, she would have keeped it. She keeped it. She would have kept it. Attaboy brain, keeped it. Good one. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. Hey, did you guys see that? Her glasses exploded off of her face. Then she proceeded to put on a new pair.
Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama?
This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only person who could have done so were the people who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there's no way he could have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. I did it again. Stop.
These unauthorized orgasms in my courtroom.
The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews.
I see. What about the empty guitar case?
That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews.
Should have gone to Specsavers. I did go to Specsavers. That's actually where I got my glasses. I can say I went there. Wow, the marketing really did a job on me, didn't it? Really did a number on me.
That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim.
Yeah, she did kind of fuck herself over by saying she knew the costume was in the guitar case.
And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
No,
Don't judge a woman for orgasming during the trial. You judge a man for orgasming in the middle of a trial, would you not? If the judge just suddenly went, ah! He let out that like big noise, that big like coom noise, the ah!
But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time.
Did I?
That's right.
That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it.
That's... We don't really have evidence of that. That's just sort of speculative, isn't it? Exploding glasses is an image of... Jesus Christ.
But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of the dead body. And to top it all off, there's this photo. A photo of the killer that, as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him.
Oh.
Speaking of how tall people are, you heard of this guy Apollo Justice? He's a fucking manlet. Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not?
I wonder if they make any manlet jokes in Apollo Justice.
Please, stop.
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time.
Miss Andrews.
I refuse to testify.
What was that?
There's the law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Okay, so you're just owning up to it, is what you're saying.
Well, yes, but you'd have to confess to the crime. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews.
Adrian screams. I don't. Is that genuine or is that just sarcasm?
The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination. To allow a witness to not testify if the testimony cannot cause damage to themselves.
What? This is news to me! When was this law passed? Yesterday?
Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot.
Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. On Guard's room.
Adrian Andrews!
Yes?
Think hard about what we have just discussed. Understood?
All right.
She gave her the idea to plead the fifth.
That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad.
You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done.
Something I haven't done? What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
Shut your fucking mouth!
What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
What?
Everything you have proven is circumstantial.
Circumstantial? Get out of here with your bullshit fucking college words!
Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof.
Oh, would you look who it is? It's Mr. OJ. How's it going, buddy? Did you join and then immediately start talking? Because I don't remember seeing your doggo running across the screen. My God, that must be a first.
Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corridor.
Fuck yeah. I doubt His Honor can realize anything on it. He really can't. He is absolutely dependent on the opinions of others. And his catnip too. The whole gang's here. My God.
It's beautiful. We're like a big family. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corridor?
I want to express how much I love doing the judge's voice. Because it's always been a voice that I, like, gravitate towards when I'm making jokes.
Oh, yes, I'll go fucking down here or something.
The sort of Plankton-esque voice. But I just cannot express how much I love doing it.
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Asking the witness questions after she pled the fifth. Well, there's no law about asking the questions. It's just that she has the right to not answer them, but it just so happens that she's answering them very conveniently.
Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
No! She's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia! What should we do? Folly Church Master. I think someone in fucking Chessette's video, the one that I did the voices for, someone was like, the judge is plankton, and I'm like, and I'm glad somebody drew that like very close parallel. The voices are not that far apart.
Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation.
Actions speak louder than words, and that silence speaks for exactly.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. This bitch guilty. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. And the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid, definitive proof.
But that's not true!
In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do.
And honestly, I love doing it, and I think that doing it more often has actually made it a lot easier for me. Either that, or I'm slowly damaging my vocal cords, but I like to think that it's getting slightly easier.
And that is to declare a recess! Yay! Hopscotch! Yay! Foursquare! Yay! Dodgeball! Yeah!
Recess?
I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter.
Why not? What is that fucking emote? That is Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
And at tomorrow's trial...
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... No, not really. Unless it's just me, like, talking to myself. I talk to myself quite a bit. But yeah, this is really the first time where I've done these voices for, like, extended periods of time. Like I said, like, you know, if I'm making a joke, I'll, like, go into a voice like this,
or a voice like this.
but it's usually just, like, a one-off thing. Please wait, Your Honor! That's not necessary! The trial! Please continue the trial!
What are you sweating for?
It's a completely... It's not.
Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he?
That's not it! This isn't about that! Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya...
What?
I don't know who this Maya woman is. And frankly, I don't care. But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
Slow motion gavel drop. No!
It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
I need a drink.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you?
It's true Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, that is very true. But
we can't prove. We can't prove that something won't incriminate her.
Actually, there is one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews.
is Maya the one with the big jugs?
No, Your Honor. It's Mia. Very easily confused.
Ugh. Yeah, imagine if I just filled this, like, 1 liter flask full of, like, fucking vodka. Just taking periodical mouthfuls.
Ah, yes, I'm so hydrated. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, and
I can't help but think how unnatural that is. You fucking freak. I mean tomato juice. Ew. Ucky ew. Who drinks that? Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring for a glass of juice.
so my actions were unusual, but I've already...
Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect.
Testify?
Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness.
It could, if she's guilty.
I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him.
I miss Maya. I fucking hate Mia.
Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. I miss Maya. I wish she wasn't fucking kidnapped.
Even Pearl would do. I'd much prefer Pearl over fucking Mia. Who's Maya again? I don't fucking know. It's been so long. It's been years.
The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please.
It really does. She literally has an 8-year-old's hair. It's not right.
That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I thought Mr. Corridor might be thirsty. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner.
You didn't notice the knife hanging out of his fucking chest?
When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind.
Despite the knife sticking out of his fucking chest. I kind of miss the fact that, like, I can't do the whole, like, close-up microphone gag anymore. Because, okay, so this is me talking at a normal... This is me talking at about 6 inches... No, 6-7 inches away from the microphone. And this is me talking directly into the microphone. You can tell that the gain is louder, but the compression is, like, dealing with all of it. So I can't do the funny mic peaking.
To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice.
No swallowing the mic. It's good, because it means that my audio doesn't peak when I shout, and I shout a lot. I am a very obnoxious human being. I don't know if you've realized that at this point. But the more compression on my audio to equalize the shouting, the better.
When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? Stupid? Stupid, blah 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 blah.
Right, sorry.
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial.
Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left.
I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours?
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Oy vey. Oy vey. What does oy vey actually mean? I've actually forgotten. I use it frequently and I've forgotten what it means. I know it's French, but it's like oh my, right? Oh my. Oy vey.
That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself.
But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right?
Of course not.
Then, who did you pour it for?
Mr. Wright, there is a rhyme and reason for everything.
Oy vey. I don't know. I have no idea how it's spelled. That's probably how it's spelled, yes.
Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you?
Oh shit, it is Jewish, isn't it? Why did I think it was French? Maybe I was thinking of fucking Allons-y, because I was like... I'm watching a lot of fucking David Tennant era fucking Doctor Who shit recently. Hearing a lot of fucking Allons-y. And I just equated them both as French. It's all French. Everything foreign is French.
In other words, right, be quiet and listen.
Oy vey. Yeah, it does definitely sound more Jewish. Found? It definitely does sound more Jewish now that I say it like that.
Precisely. I couldn't have said it better myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state.
So, it was a mess? Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Corda? I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. Bitch.
Objection! Leading the witness!
We haven't heard anybody say that yet. Nobody said leading the witness.
And then what did you see next, witness?
And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner.
Slumped over. You didn't notice the knife sticking out of his fucking heart?
Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed.
No, he wasn't stabbed in the heart, was he? He was stabbed in the other side.
He really looked like he was sleeping.
Yes, what a beautiful pose that is. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? Did she say he was in a different fucking position? Let's have a look. There is no fucking way. There is no fucking way you would walk into a room and not notice a fucking blood stain and a knife sticking out of his chest. My family is Polish descended Jewish. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's listen to that again. In the corner. She says he's in the corner. I'd say it was pretty center in the room, to be honest. He was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. Is that correct? Yes, it is, unfortunately.
Sigh.
He's just sleeping.
He really looked like he was sleeping.
Did it? Phoenix? Did it sound odd? I don't know. Alright, okay, I'm just gonna... Right. This would be my argument. I would say, you noticed his face, but you didn't notice the fucking blood stain. Yeah, how could you notice his fucking face when 2 inches away, unless you have really selective vision, you would have to have noticed the knife. It's absolutely impossible. Okay. Can I do it with this one? No, I don't think so. Yeah. I think I have to do it with a different statement. I think. As a fellow glasses wearer, I too would have difficulty noticing. No, you can't use that fucking excuse anymore because guess what? I have glasses too now. Ah! And I would have noticed it. You son of a bitch. You can't excuse it anymore. I'm part of your club. You fucker.
I saw him sitting like that. And,
Okay, that's the one I think we have to press on. This one. You didn't notice the fucking knife jutting out of his fucking chest? I actually had to put my glasses on, though, because I don't really need them up close. They do help a little bit. Honestly, they do help a little bit, even when I'm just sitting at my desk. Like, when I'm about, like, even, like, 3 feet away from something. Not even that. Maybe, like, 2.5 feet. Things ever so slightly get more, like, hazy. Like, text and stuff has a slight haze around it. So when I put the glasses on, it's just like, it's like crystal clear immediately. Those clicks sound really satisfying. It'll never happen again. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him?
no, not at all.
Bullshit. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body.
What is the meaning of this?
Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Corda's chest. And it's gold. It sparkles in the light.
But for some reason, the police are still photographing in fucking black and white.
Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that there was a dead... that here was a dead man.
That's, well, you see,
I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour someone something to drink.
I would. What if they're a raging alcoholic? Their mind might immediately zip towards the drink. You never know.
Your point is...
Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That you are the...
Sorry, my voice is giving out a bit.
that you are the real killer.
There we go.
no.
No! No! Like a Vader no.
No! It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light.
Adrian does look like a large glass of yeah, large glass of wine in the evening, and then the afternoon, and then in the morning, just a cope, you know. I shouldn't joke, because it's a serious thing. People do get like that, and it's bad. You know, not trying to make light of it or anything, even though I kind of am. Sorry.
The defendant, Mr. Matt on guard, is not guilty after all.
But that's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan.
But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself.
That's because...
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
I refuse to testify.
I need to pee real bad.
then there is no need for this court to continue any further. He went a bit nasally there. Sorry, he's meant to be down here. Mr. Matt on Card's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Let me go take a whiz real quick. I'll be right back.
さて、一丁決めてくるか。楽しんでもらえたか。さて、一丁決めてくる。
Fuck, I was so close. I was so fucking close to the perfect loop. I didn't rush, you know, I usually rush myself sometimes when I go to the bathroom just because I'm like, oh fuck, gotta get back to the stream before everybody fucking leaves. A 1.5 minute inconvenience, my god, everybody's gonna fucking leave me. Oh god. It sounds like something that you probably shouldn't be worried about, because like, well, most people aren't gonna leave, but like, genuinely, I feel like sometimes when I go, when I BRB, or if I do something that stops the game for more than like 30 seconds, just people leave. And I don't know if that's just coincidental. It's probably coincidental, to be honest. Because that definitely doesn't happen when I watch a stream. I don't just go, ah, bored now. I stopped playing for 30 seconds, I'll fucking leave. I think maybe there's just this like subset of viewers that are very low attention span. Or they're there primarily for the game, in which case I would say you've probably come to the wrong stream. If you're here for the gameplay, then I'm sorry to disappoint.
Mr. Matt on Card's innocence has been clearly demonstrated.
I thought you wanted to say you almost had a clean pee. A clean pee? Aren't all peas a clean pee? Is it over? Have we finally found the truth at last? Who's Stitch-Face, though? Who's fucking Two-Face?
What's wrong, Phoenix? Cheer up, you sad cunt.
Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. Well, this isn't a fucking fairy tale land, buddy. Real life ain't quite as smooth, it ain't quite as black and white. Now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. So it must be impossible!
Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt on Card.
This is a bit of a weird thing to point out and be like, yes, every murderer admits their guilt. It's not true. I watched this fucking, I can't for the life of me fucking remember the name of his channel. I think it's like JC Crime Psychology or something. But there was this video on, Chris Watts, I think it was, and he basically fucking drowned. Not to get morbid here, but he drowned his wife and kids, and then like he just conversed with like his neighbors and the police like nothing had happened, and it's just like the craziest shit.
Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time.
But yeah, real life is fucked. I don't know if you were aware of that, but it's fucked.
What?
The reason is quite simple. The witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth.
The absolute real truth? The omega super duper supercalifragilistic truth?
That's what you call a psychopath? It really is. Or it's either that, or like they go into such denial about it that like they convince themselves, which I'm not sure what kind of disorder that falls under, but when you do something that is like you murder someone and then you convince yourself that you have not done it, you know, to like to cope with the feelings that it makes you feel, because if you felt something from it, then you wouldn't be classified as a psychopath, right? Sorry, I ran out of breath again. God, what's wrong with me? Makes it sound like I'm like terribly out of shape. I do exercise, I swear.
What are you?
Witness, don't you understand yet?
Huh?
I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head.
They must be eager to be blamed somehow.
But as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt on guard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party.
You believe me? Thanks.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
What? What the fuck did you just say to me?
I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty.
What in the world is she talking about? She lost it?
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared.
Is someone being held hostage for her as well? I don't understand.
It's Franziska von Karma.
Huh?
Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself.
Then, right now, Miss Andrews is...
Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word.
Don't say a word. No matter what happens, if you do, Matt on guard will be acquitted.
That was my impression. How good? It was pretty good, right? Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them.
Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That is my only priority.
It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please, someone help me.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
the court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do.
What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say?
Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did, and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime.
Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except a woman crying over there, right? The man with the fucking slit down his face.
Come now. What will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Don't fucking pull that man shit on me.
Are you a real man? Show us your balls right now.
Oh shit. Yeah, I saved. I can't force her to testify. Can I? I have to force her. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that.
Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you're really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure. Mr. On Guard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty.
Stop using that emote. I swear to God.
Is this how you really want this trial to end?
Be quiet! How dare you! You're trying to trick me!
That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is true.
You're wrong!
No. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court.
Stop!
Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing? Put your dick away, man! This is a court of law! Oh my god, he's jacking it at light speed! This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness.
What?
And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past.
Stop! Please stop!
No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews.
Jesus. Is it really pitiful? The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world.
Please stop! I beg you!
I think she said if people found out. Sorry, 1 second.
If people found out,
I don't give a fuck. You're just a plebeian in my eyes. If you're going to say you'd rather choose death, that is no concern to me.
Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? I mean, he's clearly not being cold because, like, fucking... He just asked us what kind of man we are. He wouldn't go on to prove himself to be an absolute cunt, would he?
What kind of man are you, right? Because I'm an absolute cock. However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk, but please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he'd fainted, honest. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume.
Inconvenience? What do you mean?
Stabbed the body? With a knife? But why would you do that? You crazy bint?
Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man.
Me? What do you mean by all of this?
It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth.
The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time?
So Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corrida, in the chest with the knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt on guard for the murder. And this is her crime.
Oh, snap!
What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Yeah, you wanted her to be so badly, didn't you? Bint. It really is. Just something about the way it hits, you know?
You crazy bint?
That hard T. It's like shit. Shit.
Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination.
Another fucking cross-examination. Are we gonna be here for another fucking half an hour?
When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted.
Alright.
But you could tell from the state the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say you didn't know that he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf is part of the Jamming Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice.
Yeah, okay. Let's just fucking skip through all this.
What is this plan you had?
I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world.
Weakest weak point.
So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good.
I don't think he would, though. It's a pretty stupid fucking thing to murder someone that you openly have a rivalry with when you are staying in the hotel room next to them. That's quite clearly not something that would happen.
That's when I thought. I should forge some evidence and
Sorry, I was listening. I was reading what you said, and I was like, Anne Robinson's daughter. Wait, what did I say to prompt that? And I was like, oh, I get it. You are the weakest link.
I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt.
So the forged pieces of evidence with a knife and the button.
The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife.
It's interesting. You know, I don't actually meet that many British people, so I don't get a lot of, like, reference. I don't get to elaborate on a lot of UK references like the weakest link. I don't think anybody in the US knows about who fucking Anne Robinson is.
Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room.
That was so you could get the knife, correct?
Don't I live in the UK? Yeah, but I don't fucking interact with people. What do you think I am? You think I'm a normal functioning human being? No. No?
The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him.
How many people do you interact with on a daily basis, OJ, huh? That shit.
Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button.
You know, it's kind of ballsy, but I kind of want to end the stream here. I don't know. Right, okay. BCG, my boy, you've played these games before. How long would you estimate we have left in this case? Because if it's like 20 minutes, then I can keep going, but if it's like 40 minutes to an hour, then like I can save it for next stream. So there's like a clear cut between the two games. It's not a huge deal if there isn't, but I don't know.
Blah, 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 blah.
Nowhere near the end? Oh, okay. Right, so we'll go until the to be continued then, I guess.
Just when I finished his...
Which was the last one we went on? This one. Yeah, I was gonna say, I honestly can't tell, because it seems like it's ending, and then I'm like, oh shit, well, the last case, that didn't end very long. It's the fact that they said it had to be in one day that I just assumed. But I guess we're spending like 7 hours in court. An inconvenience.
There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway.
I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lada.
There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth.
That's Miss Old Bag for you.
I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume.
You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony.
You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct?
Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. I thought that was fucking stupid, personally. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is this secret? Does he have a small wee-wee?
I don't know, maybe... That, I don't know.
She doesn't know. Oh.
Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I don't want to concede, but this testimony, it rings of the truth.
I'm sorry, Phoenix.
No, please, don't apologize to me. We were both taken by surprise.
Still, I'm sorry.
I'm still supposed to be pointing at a contradiction, right? Then when I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Juan wanted to wear Matt's pants and hold a pot. Once I made sure that there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off a button. How? Okay, my question is, how did you fucking stab? How did you stab him full force in the chest without rubbing the fingerprints off of the knife? That's quite a feat. Like, she could have held it like a pincer, like within her thumb and her index finger. But how would you exert the force necessary to stab someone like that? I had a bit of an inconvenience. Every time she says that, I can't help but thinking, did she piss herself? And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. I genuinely don't know here. Once I made sure that no one else was in the hallway, I made a dash back. How did you make sure? How were you absolutely sure? I found the dead body and then my water broke.
The baby was the killer, all along.
When I first saw him, I really thought that he had fainted, honest.
I just don't know. There's so many choices.
I don't think it's going to be presenting... Oh, is it going to be a person, maybe? Maybe? Have we pressed everything? To my knowledge, I think so. We got to the end, so I have to assume that we did. If I was an absolute dumbass and I missed the first one again, we'll just skip through them and see what happens. You could tell yeah, we've done that one. This one. Yeah, okay, we've done that one. The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints. Oh, I might not have done this one. Then
I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time.
I think we did press this actually. And return to the scene of the crime. Then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off a button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. Let's see what she has to say about this again. Loitering in the hallway. There was a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. What happened to Miss Old Bag? I'd already been caught and made into a big scoop, so I couldn't very well go out looking around. That's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. I have no idea. God, what I would fucking kill for a brain blast right now. Brain blast! stolen at the night of the murder. Stolen? Tabloid article about the victim was in the case. Do you think having her camera stolen has anything to do with it? Let me just save again. When I stand on just when I finished and was returned, I had a bit of an inconvenience. Matt was wearing a spare costume, or was the costume in the guitar case the spare? Did she say he was wearing a spare? She's supposed to be wearing the spare, apparently. That's what she says again. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, I slipped in the back door. Wait, shit, what did I do? What did you do? Either way, there were two costumes. How? What? How? I've already pressed everything. Yeah, we made the wee joke. Haha. God damn it. Shit! Shit! Are you sure you didn't just get to the end of the testimony where they have a little speech and then it goes back on loop again? Oh, no, yeah, they're two of the exact same identical costume. Do you think it has something to do with the map? Because the map has not come into question, like, whatsoever. No, it is two samurai costumes. Because she had to pin it on Matt, so... She had to... It would be a little weird if she came walking out of there with the Jammin' Ninja costume on of the man who'd been murdered. Oh, my brain is whirring. Deck killer. I fucking hate that. Stolen on the night of the murder. There it is. There it is. Is it the attorney's badge? Is that what you mean? Alright, I will, with your guidance, I will look closely at the picture. I see flowers.
I see trees of green.
Red roses too. Ah, shit. What is that, like, sticking out of... Is that part of the costume? Yeah, it's part of the costume, never mind. I'm looking very closely. I got my glasses on. I'm squinting at maximum squint. The spear nickel samurai the spear nickel. Okay, whose room is she heading for? She's heading for Matt's room. She's come out of Corridor's room, which lines up though. That lines up with her alibi, or whatever you want to call it. Alibi? Yeah, alibi works. Let's look again at the map. No, I can't remember which one it was, actually. From the viewpoint, we were as Phoenix. Corridor's room was on the left, and on guard's room was on the right, because Matt only had like these really well prearranged flowers from the studio, whereas Corridor had like a bunch of shit. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. Yeah, that's Juan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a mad dash to Matt's room. Why was there suddenly no one in the hallway? I don't... And that's why I ended up using the nickel serum. I don't understand. Let's see what they have to say again, okay. It rings of the truth. So they're just saying it's true. In which case, what do? I'm supposed to be pointing out lies. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. If it's the truth, then surely what am I meant to point out? I have no idea. And ripped off the button. Let me press you on this. So she stabbed Juan first, then went to Matt's room and collected the spare nickel samurai, which... No. Okay, so she says this, right? The costume was already in Corridor's room, like the entire time. She went to Corridor's room, found out he was dead, panicked, ran back to On Guard's room, grabbed the knife, went back into Corridor's room. I don't know why I'm using their last names. Stabbed him, put the costume on, and then went back to On Guard's room. Maybe I don't think I pressed on this one. Oh, I feel stupid. I suddenly realized something. If I use the
button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect.
So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. On Guard's Hakama?
Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they?
Okay, alright, okay. I just didn't press one of them, I guess.
I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Mr. On Guard's room and planted the button?
Into Matt's Hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out to the hotel and got rid of it.
My word! What does all this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it?
You're only just now learning my fucking name. We've been in here for 7 hours.
The real criminal is Matt On Guard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Francisco, huh? I bet. Okay, it's gonna be this, right? The people who kidnapped Maya are obviously working for Matt, or like on his behalf, right? They obviously did something. They obviously fucking murdered him on his behalf or something.
She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, she do be kinda hot though, so I'll let her off with a warning. As long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer.
Wait, Your Honor! The defense still...
Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything.
Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. Ooh, the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. Fuck! You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright.
But...
Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning.
Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately.
That is all. Court is adjourned for today.
Ah! The echo. No! Maya's dead.
Looks like you fucked up, buddy. That's on you.
Today's trial is over. I didn't win an acquittal.
Witness, would you mind if I asked you something?
Edgeworth? What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing.
Pain.shape.
The card in your hand. It had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it?
Oh, this. Mr. Wright also talked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remembered just now. I found this in the room on that day.
The room? That day?
Yes.
Yes!
I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him.
Why didn't you fucking tell anybody about this? You found that card next to the victim's body?
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket and never told anybody. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
I don't know. Probably yes. I'm gonna say yes. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I guess not. But it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why.
Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry!
Edgeworth?
Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This... I can't believe you hid this from me all this time!
I didn't mean to.
But you did, you idiot.
What is this all about?
I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it? And what does it mean? To be continued. To be continued. Ah! Just another one. Just another one. Edgeworth is being an angry man. He's emotionally invested. Can you blame him? So am I. Yeah, whatever. I'm fucking.
Ah, Mr.
Yeah.
Will Wright ever figure out who the real killer is? Is Maya still alive? Will the judge learn to think on his own? Will Unworth get his redemption arc and finally become worthy? Find out in the next episode of Jay's one-man show.
I think that was a pretty clean delivery. Not bad, not bad. Alright. There we go. Okay. Now let's look for someone to raid, if there is anyone. Live channels we think you like. Not interested. Not interested. Ooh. Not interested. YouTube just... they're not very good at suggesting people to me. What do we got? What do we got? Can we have recommended small streamers back again? Please, please. One man too many. Oh, I read that wrong. I read that as an insult for some reason.
Oh, Jesus. One's bad enough.
Wait, is somebody else? Oh, there are other people playing this game. What a surprise. I don't want to raid someone who's playing the game. They might be better at it at me and provide a better experience. You have 3,000 stink points. Keep saving up, and you'll get a karaoke. Yakuza karaoke. Should I just be an asshole and not raid? I just I don't know, man. Or shall we raid Zeroa? We haven't raided him in a while. He is on my follow list. Fuck it. Fuck it. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream and keeping me company and hopefully having a good time playing the video game. I love you all dearly. I appreciate every single one of you very, very much. And if you're new here, I stream almost every weekday at 5 p.m. So if you want to come back then, feel free. I might not be able to stream this Friday, depending on how things turn out, but I will let you know. I will let you know 5 minutes beforehand. Anyway, close that guy's stream. Why did I do that? I closed the man's stream who I'm about to fucking raid. There we go. Okay, well, be nice and I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye.